Hello and welcome back to our channel where we speak all about future analysis, the technical analysis of it, to make sure that we know exactly where we want to enter, where we want to exit, to have higher probabilities of working out for our favor with the trading that we do. I actually took certain trades that gained me great profits and some trades that actually lost me quite a bit. So I will share with you exactly those trades as well, but that will be on another video. On this video I want to share with you actually trades that I did as analysis, and again my alert didn't work for me and I didn't take the trade, and as a result lost out on the opportunity to actually make my own analysis work for me in very great ways. So that's why that's why I always say, if you are watching those videos and you do make certain analysis similar to what we are making here, so potentially you can profit on that as well and be very positive for your own good as well. Okay, so what I will do, I will share my screen. Let me share my screen quickly. And we basically will go to HG, okay, HG, that's the ticker that we will be looking for, okay. And as you can see, I do have already analysis on that. There is only certain thing that I currently don't have, and that's why I want to make sure that a few things. Number one, we have the analysis that are right for us at the moment, to make sure that when we come to the right moment to take a trade, we know exactly where we plan to exit, where we plan to enter, and where we plan to take profit. Okay, exit of the trade. So what happens? Number one, we have to make sure that our trend line still intact and working very well. And I, again, maybe not on this video, but another video, I will explain also exactly why and the importance of making sure reconfirming those things, and how, because of one thing that I saw, which actually related to the trend line, but yet I didn't take too much into account. I lost quite a bit of money as a result. Okay, so we'll share with you on an analysis video of my trade and my losses on that. Okay, so the trend line here is good. The trend line here, what I'm seeing that overall it's a bit lower. So I'm just, you know what, that's not 100% okay, but it's more or less okay. What I can do, actually, I will take and I will delete that. I will do here a channel instead. Okay, just to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. So now we see that. Okay, and we just will run through certain things. So one, we have these key levels. Okay, key level, we want to make sure that we look for at least on a daily or 4 hours. Okay, so I can see that it's good key level. Now what we will want to see, if we have a key level in this area that can be respected. So I can see that we can add here another key level, either here or here. This one, it's more towards the highs, so I would prefer to have that. Let's see what we're seeing here that respected as well. Somewhat respected here in multiple areas. Here became balanced to imbalanced. Okay, very much. This is harder actions to trade. So in this area, it would be harder. If anything, here it would be balanced again to imbalance. But here it was balanced for 16 a month. Wow, more than a month. It was balanced to then go to imbalance. That's why patience is key in trading. It's very, very, very key. It's super important. You cannot understand. You can be patient for on one instrument for a good amount of time and then trade that in one day and make a fortune. Or if you are not patient and you are just trading to try and get a move, you will lose quite a bit to potentially, be very unhappy here with that. Okay, but again, don't let the money control your emotion as much as you can be controlled much better when you are not letting it affect you. Okay, so let's look now at certain things like that. So firstly, we want to find other like supply and demand. So I see here a great zone of a weekly, which can play out very well. Okay, however, and why also it's at the 50% Fibonacci, so that's good for us. So let me just highlight that. The only thing I don't like is also I like the location. It's at the pivot low. Only thing that I don't like here is basically that it's what you call this. It's right at the 50% Fibonacci, so it's good as well. But what I actually don't like is there is no continuation. That's what I don't like. But overall, it's great zone, great risk to reward that I can see here. No problem. Okay, so let's see, 12 hours. We don't have here 12 hours, but we have right there. We're not gonna mark that. So we have here 12 hours. We have here 12 hours. It's would break you, like, I mean, not break you, but step you out and then go into your favor. So that's interesting. So 6 hours. There is 6 hours, 6 hours. So there is 6 hours. This one is better in my opinion. Even though actually this one is somewhat better. In what sense? It's on the pivot low before the move higher, and then 1 2 3 boom, higher. 1 2 3 consolidate, higher. Very interesting. So this one, it's 6 hours. Green. Now let's see something here. So we do have here 6 hours as well. Let's see what will happen after this. We have here also the support trend line, I mean key level. Four hours. In a weekly, look how many zones. In a weekly, look how many zones we have. So we have another 4 hours right there. Change that. 4 hours. You know something? Let me also see, make sure for 40. Right now it's at 4.5. Upper, you get 25,000. You get $25,000 per point. Okay, per point. But there is many movement in a point. So you see, that's not a point, that's not a point, that's not a point. Like, I understand how much it's need to move for you to get a point right there. That's about that. It's a point. So 2,000 ticks That's a very, very, very aggressive move. Overall, you can see from here to here, it's still not $1. We need from here that's about $1. All of this, which is basically April to May, over a month, to make $25,000 on a lot, one lot. Okay, so let's continue. I honestly think that this would be a very good area for us to enter somewhere here. Enter somewhere here with a move higher. Let's see. Open new 4 hours. Like this trend line looks like very much to be respected. Maybe even what we can do is maybe we can do like that to see if it will be respected. Usually, I'm not into all this type of, like what you call short-term, short-term type of channels. But I'm just trying to figure out what we will see out of such a movement, because potentially we can see that it's getting like pretty much more or less like in a flag, so to speak. And then if it exits from the top, it will probably go higher because it's already multiple of times got tested there. A lot of mosquitoes now, tons, get bitten everywhere. And let me just see something else. What is the law of that? So we have also 50, 450, more or less a whole number. So what we might find here is that it will go to 450, go a bit under, touch the line, and then get rejected very heavily. So basically touch and reject to go higher. But let's see. That's what we're potentially looking for. Also, what will be great if you can look at candles of footprints. as an additional confirmation, very strong confirmations on that. Because you see, when I'm looking at those trades, right, it can only tell us so much, but when we look at footprints, it's actually so much better. It's actually so much better. Let's see what we are having here. 2 hours, nothing, 1 hour. 2 hours again. 2 hours we only have here. 2 hours we have here. Yeah. 2 hours, 1 hour. That's 1 hour two. We have here 1 hour, but not really big wicks on the top, not really strong here. So at the 450, you see we have this one. So interesting to see what we will have coming out of this. What is that? 1 hour. 1 hour. See, when we are making so many zones like that, it's a bit harder to know what you want to trade. So then, as we are making this, we will see all of the potential that we have on the chart, and then we want to ask ourselves, okay, what has the best higher probability of working out, and what is the best risk to reward? Because that's what we really want to figure out, how we have at the end of it the best risk to reward for management purpose. Here, if anything, what you can do is try to scalp it, okay? But then that's not the best highest probabilities. On a weekly time frame, right? It's actually a lot more powerful because it's took an entire week and then an additional week to actually make this zone. So it's very, very strong compared to the hour, right? So look, it took 1 week to make this consolidation basing candle and then an entire week a rally. So right now it's most likely will come to such an area, okay, and have another rally. Let's see if we have historically something of any similar. So we have here a bit similar. Obviously it wasn't as large of a move, but there is a bit. Copper for 38 years, almost 37, 35 years. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, that's really more or less what I'm able to say that I'm seeing here on a 690 zone, 2 hours. It's very good 690 zone too. Okay, 2 hours better formation. $690, not bad formation as well. 90 minutes. Good 90 minutes as well. Not bad 90 minutes as well. Hmm. See, there is a lot of zones that it's created, and as you can see here, as the consolidation area, right, it would hit, work for you for a moment, and then wouldn't work for you. So that's interesting. So basically, you can understand that all those zones can work, but we want to find the one that have the best risk to reward and the best, probability of working out. So now that we understand that, let's go here. Here also, you see, this is a great zone as an example. Would step you out and work into your favor if you put that. So sometimes you need to know where you put your stop loss. That's more or less where you can actually scale in and put the stop loss a bit higher than that. Okay. So we will talk more about that. We'll get to that, to those lessons of that. So what am I thinking right now that we have a high best probability? So best probability I most likely would have, it's to put here alert. Okay, so we have here 44. Then we have a couple of ticks away from that. Actually, by the way, let's make sure that as you have that alert, you put the timing out for that. Okay, save, and then you get the alert when it's get there. This one I will be watching. Okay, but I cannot guarantee that I will play that, because you see it's making higher lows or lower highs, lower high. Okay, if it will touch here as well and make higher, so it's great. Then I need to figure out what it will do here, because it will make also higher highs. Okay, so it's a bit more complicated to play in this area. So it's something that we want to watch and figure out what happens. The weekly for now is the best call for me. Would be the best call for me. On overall, we have a uptrend. So right here also we had obviously uptrend, somewhat of balanced area, if you want to call it. Not really so balanced, but if you want to call it, it's somewhat in an uptrend, but slow volatility. And then touch this high week, which that's what formed our trend line, and then had a massive move down, which what you want to do, you want to figure out roughly that would be the more or less the price where it has to stay above. All-time high 5.19. Okay, so I want to believe that again, once it comes to the weekly, I want to see what it will do, and then have a higher probability of playing long in that area. Okay. Now let's look at the gold. The gold actually was very interesting. So as you probably remember, we made this analysis. If you don't, we have on our channel the video of analysis. And what happened? Obviously, you can see it's playing in one range, in a balanced area. Now, why it's going from balance to imbalance? Okay. Now, what is balance area? A balance area, I do explain that on certain videos, okay, but I will explain that here again quickly for those that miss a video that I made about balance and imbalance. It's a very, very important concept. So balanced area, it's when you have basically price going from one range to another and going back to the same range on the top, comes almost to the same, if not the same, and then goes back up and down, and it plays within that range. Okay. And then once it gets out of that range, okay, it will basically uh, find the direction either higher or lower, and that will be called imbalanced. Now, why do we actually have that balance and imbalance? It's very important to understand, because when you look at the chart and you think, okay, it just happens because it's not helping you to build the context that you need, because on imbalance or balance, imbalances, it's a lot easier to trade. In balanced area like this green area here, it's not harder to trade. It just, you need to know how to trade. You will need to take profits faster and be on the trigger much faster. Now, what happens here, okay, I actually had a trade that I had in here. However, I didn't take that trade. Not sure what happened with my alert. I just didn't take my trade. Let me see if it's actually triggered on me. I don't see my GC. I don't see my GC, but it's okay. No big deal. So my GC didn't trigger. And what happened? We came right here. Let's go to 30 minutes so we can see what happened. So this was a 4 hour and 2400 as a whole number in the zone. Okay, so it's important to recognize that. My stop loss was 1.5 point above that. Let's look what happened. Okay, it came and went 2 ticks higher. So 1.1, okay, 1.1, and it went to 1.5, 4 ticks higher. Okay, now let's an example. We just move that one higher. We would have a take profit of 3.44, which basically on GC, it's GC, if I'm not mistaken, it's $100 a tick, right? Let me just reconfirm that to make sure, and I will tell you exactly what we can expect as a result of a trade like this, which I worked for it with my analysis. I did everything I needed to do, and then, you know, I didn't take the trade and fuck up on that. Okay, so GC, no, 1 second, let's go there again. GC futures. So, by the way, how you can also find out if you don't have the resources, the links, okay, it's very simple. Go to your broker and just look for the ticker. It's GC, okay, which you can see right here, right? And then what happened? You will have the contract, and but on the top there, you will be able to see you know, the value you get per tick. Okay, so it says $100. So basically right here we have 7 if it's one lot, right? Or you can do mini micro GCs as well, micro gold, and you basically get $10 a tick. Okay, so basically you're potentially risking, you're risking 780 to make $2,680. Okay, so it's basically risk to reward of 3.44. Very good risk to reward and very good trade overall. By 2 ticks, it will step you out. And very important will be if you recognize that, and let's say you got step out and you enter because of that. Okay, it's very, very important. That's very important. Overall, very good trade. Um, didn't play it. So what I want to do now, I want to analyze it once again and basically find my next area of entry. So what you can see here, actually, very very important, guys. Please pay attention to that because it's a very big lesson that I learned. That unfortunately, many times missed my opportunities of that, and I didn't benefit on that. Okay, so look what happened. Touched it, okay, then went short very well. You had your great risk to reward, okay. Then it came again, and you can see it's already touching lower. So now it's showing you lower probabilities of it working out. Okay, then came almost, maybe even touched it. It touched like literally by a little bit. You can see right there how it touched it and went down. Now it will be a lot less short-lived. Okay, and then look at this one candle, 25 points body wise, but not from one what you call this, from 1 week to the next. Okay, so that's maybe like 30 points right there. Okay, and then what happened, look, it went above, came retested, and next time again came retest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 30 minutes. Okay, let's say an example, we take it in 2 hours. Okay, in 2 hours candle, it's had 1, 2, 3, 4. It's giving you opportunities to enter. When it breaks a zone, it has a good probability of it working out for a change of direction. Okay, so you're not forcing it anymore, you are just giving it the probability. So right here you will have a risk to reward of, let's say, 3.5 or 3.7, whatever. Right here also you could have entered, okay, of, let's say, an example, from again using the 2400 to the bottom of the zone, risking $1,000 to potentially make again 3.7, $4,000 at a minimum. Okay, so, and you can hold it, and whenever you go on 30 minutes candle, you can see it's making this rejection, exit. Okay, so you're having a rejection, you exit, but give you amazing opportunity to enter, amazing. Okay, so that's very important to understand the concept, understand the zones you enter in and exit, and go from there. Okay, also you have here another great confirmation. It's showing you, if you're looking at a shorter time frame, it's higher, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, many times lower highs. Okay, and in here also lower high. Most likely we can even see here that it's played as trend line right there. And let's see if it's playing it as a trend line here. So almost play to that as well. Okay, but even if no, let's say an example, don't need to, you have here, you have 1, 2, and third one, boom, you would have it work for you very well. Okay, so that on this 3 hour, I mean, what was it, 4 hours that we missed. So let's see which one now we can play. Okay, so now we want to remove that, okay, because it's not relevant anymore, and we want to see, let's go an example, 6 months. We have good 6 months. When you click here on the bottom right on any one of them, it will actually help you get, let's say, 5 years, boom, weekly candles. You go 1 year, okay, will go daily, and so on. So you can play with that. By the way, you had like the three confirmation at a minimum. It's on the above of the 50%, which I'm sure that was in my video of analysis to prepare for that. Okay. So just FYI on that. You had the whole number and you had the 4 hours. So you can see here, it's in consolidation area, in a balanced area. Okay. This balanced area. So now what you will want to see when it will exit, if it exits from the bottom, it will go all the way to the monthly right here. Okay, which is a very good monthly. And from this monthly, we have already multiple confirmations to enter. You actually have here also in here, okay, you have here also 2000 right by the low. What I will do, I just will go here, 2000 right there. So gives you a very high probability that it will touch that and go higher. Okay. So we have that. Let's look for another zone. Where is that? 4 hours. That's the 4 hours that played out for us, which was very great. Great structure, great location, great size, everything. Let's see. Let's see if we have anything in this area. We do. It's already played out. It's rejected. Let's see. 3 hours right now. Okay, one moment. Let me just mark 3 hours first. Three hours. Short. But I tell you something. Don't forget that once it's crossing it, we potentially can play long. Don't forget that, please. It's very important. Because right now it's making like lower highs, so potential. There is great potential. So 2 hours. One hour. Interesting if it touched the 1 hour as well. It did. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. In 1 hour, we are looking at 690, just to remember that. Okay. We're looking at the 690. Oh, no, we need to come back here. 690. Nothing there. Let's see. Opa at 90 minutes. I just want to see something. If at 90 minutes it touched the 90 minutes or no. Because it might mess with people's mind. And you see it didn't touch the 90 yet. So it might come back up, touch the 90 and come back down. So let's see how that plays out. 45 minutes, no. 30 minutes. Even though in theory I'm marking those lines, it's not that you should mark those. It's just that what you want to understand is that potentially it might touch those lines, which also important to recognize how it's played from one zone that I had the 4 hours. Once it's past that, it touched retest and then went higher. So you know that what you want to play those term long or short term type of trades in between. You're basically profiting very fast and very secure. Patience is key. Wait for the trade to come to your area. So from here, we had from here up here, you have a full easy confirmation knowing that it's going from one level to the other. 12 hours. Okay. Here it's in the middle before the pivot higher. But it's at the low of a consolidation. So I will potentially mark that daily. Well, I just need to mark it with green. Okay. Remove, 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 remove. remove. Okay, so based on the GC, what we are looking at is basically, you know, if it's a retest, we want to see if it's coming to our 90 minutes. If it does, we can potentially short to our daily. Okay, that's what we can see. What we can do, we can actually do that. This will be our alert. Okay, let's do that. Create, and let's put another alert right here until the 12th. Okay, so we have those two alerts right here. We just have this one confirmation that it will be making a lower high, and that's pretty much it, and that it's coming again towards the balanced area, like the balanced bottom. Here we have a bit more of confirmation that it's retesting in the zone for the 90 minutes by the high, and it's on the above of the 50% Fibonacci, so we can short. That's currently what we see only. Okay, the best scenario will be if when we come to the weekly too long. That would be our best scenario. So I will put that also as an alert. Sorry, let me just do here. Okay, weekly. Okay, so I have that. I have a few alerts right now here, and that's pretty much what we are looking at. So if you learn a thing or two, or you have any comments, compliments, questions, please feel free to let us know. I will be making other videos that will be on other topics, some lessons that I learned, failure that I've been through, so you guys can learn from them and capitalize on such mistakes, so you don't make them. Learn from mine, and also I will be happy if you guys want me to analyze any type of ticker, if it's Bitcoin, if it's any other future, or any other charts. Okay, let me know in the comments below, and I will be happy to make sure that I deliver such content, such analysis to you. Okay.